Live. Unknown pianist, aka Carlton Dwayne Moxley, aka Vagabond King. Yesterday, I talked about going down to the Smithsonian. Actually, I was talking about going out here, right outside here, Southwest Washington, D.C., waterfront, right down the street, across the street at the waterfront subway and play there. But it was so slow. When the world wasn't shut down and it was regular people, I wouldn't make that much money on a rush hour when people was walking past me on rush hour when people were going to work. I didn't do too good right then. Very seldom I got paid right there. That was not a good spot for me. The violin player, it's a violin player, guy named Bliss. I put you can look his videos up. I posted a couple of him. I actually videoed him couple of times. He got more hits than me on there. But he's a very good friend. The guy I talked about him, you can go back and look. I talked about him getting me a gig that I didn't know was canceled. He tells me next year that me and him going to be, he put me in. He said it took him 2 years to get in with this booking agency. He said he actually had to play for free, and he turned around and pulled me in. Well, I didn't even have to pay my dues as far as getting in there. So he says next year we're going to be getting paid big time, big figures, and for solo artists. Yesterday I was out there playing. It was a PC 88. You know, I look back at some of my videos and I fumble and I jumble my words up. I don't do, some people when they do videos, they do their broadcast voice. This is Mr. Moxley, and they have everything in the background so perfect, and it looks like what a newscast set. You know, have a flag back there, or they have the green screen behind them. I think it looks pretty good back here. You know what? Let me show you. Let me show you something. That's a picture here. A good friend of mine. TNT. He don't want his name out there. He did this. Let me get a real close up of this. He did this charcoal of me years ago when I first started. I know this is pretty close to 30 years ago. And I have my dreadlocks. Yeah, because these glasses was one of the first pair of glasses I got when I got my Medicaid. Actually, that's my first street keyboard. My first keyboard, it wasn't even multi-timbre. And I'm setting on I don't know if I'm setting on my amplifier. I got sandals on with socks. My dreadlocks back here when it wasn't a lot of people in the United States with dreadlocks except for Rastafarians and actually homeless people who didn't voluntarily dread their hair. They just let it actually dread itself. And that's a picture there. Let me show you this other picture since I'm up. I don't want to get you dizzy. Let me see how smoothly I can walk here. My sewing room, I rearranged again. This is a picture I took right outside. A guy came past with a camera. He told me he was a serious photographer. It's a lot of white here. I don't know if it's showing up good. On my camera, it's not showing up. All I see is white. Taking this picture, and there's another one around here somewhere. Since we're up, might as well do the dime store tour. It's going to be fumbling around today. I'm going to do 2 of these. This is Studio One. The keyboard is out in the car right now, and I got the little subwoofer. Those are my stands right there. Speaker stands up high. I can go to the other picture. See if I can move it. Reach it. I can barely reach it. Here's the other picture. This is studio. We should pan around in here. You've seen this one before. Got my sound cushion. I love the ceiling fan. And this is set up to record directly onto my iPad, and then I edit and I put it up after I edit it. This door usually has a set. Some of my sound conditioning stuff is falling off the wall. The vacuum. Oh, there's money on the floor. I went to work and actually dropped a quarter. I know it was about 7 months before I even saw regular paper money or coins. I rearranged. This is the battery that I used yesterday. It's charging. It's a habit I have of boiling water when I had a wooden piano. I actually had 4 wooden pianos at one time in a small 1-bedroom apartment. I told some people I had 4 wooden pianos. They didn't believe me. I heard them when I left the room. One of the girls said, he don't have no 4 pianos. And one I had, at one time I had 2 of them in the bathroom just for a room. You seen the drums. I made another little computer section over here. This computer needs to be upgraded. I do have the thing to take the face off. It may be worth upgrading this SSD and the RAM to 64 gigs. And put the SSD in there. Need to get a battery for that solar powered keyboard here. It works okay. If the battery's dead, it won't charge. My little, turn my fan up. Since I only have one window, I have to keep the air circulating. And it's my little meditation room over here by the window, so I can look out. I can see the Capitol from my window here. Yeah, that's my view. I need to slow down so I can really appreciate a view, which I don't do. But yesterday, let me tell you what happened. Yesterday, I went down to the Smithsonian, and there was the field. I said, there was some people down here. I noticed there was more people as usual. Got down there, and they were having a religious gathering. I heard the vice president was there speaking. Here's the other one. I know you probably only can see white. Yeah, here's the other one. I made this poster. I sold that keyboard. That's me with my moccasin boots. I bought those pants. They were too small with the holes already in them. I remember when they first started selling pants with holes in them already. I'm old enough to remember right after it was late 70s, after the hippie days. People wanted to be hippies. But let me tell you, I want to hurry and keep it short too. I went down Smithsonian yesterday. It was a gathering down there. I said the vice president supposed to have spoke yesterday. It was crowded. The whole mall was so loud. I had to go a block down I think I was on Independence Avenue, 12th and Independence, as you go into the other subway stop, not on the mall. And the people were coming at me. It was slow going, but it was so many people that I couldn't lose. So I have a funny experience with church people. Everybody get profiled. When I did my Vatical, when I was out on the street, and I wasn't the best dressed person at times, or didn't look like I was coming out of a fancy hotel, and people used to categorize me. And the religious people, they used to walk past 100 or 1,000 people and give me a pamphlet. But there was one guy who witnessed to me down there, was right on time when I needed spiritual uplifting, and I wasn't walking in the spirit or trying to had fleshly and desires, so a lot of desires I wasn't able to fight off, or whatever, blah blah. Or people call it backslidden. It wasn't backslidden, because I was still walking with the Lord. It's another story. But this guy would make a sandwich. He went to the store and he made a sandwich with, what they call that, filet mignon, that meat tender. He made a sandwich. It didn't even have any mayonnaise on it, and it was moist enough for me to eat. I had to take it apart and make 2 sandwiches out of it. He said that he only has one flyer or one brochure to witness. He said he only witnessed, or he had the sign, the sandwich sign. He used to walk on the mall. I saw him out there for years until he said the Lord told him to go somewhere else. He was doing this years ago. Yeah, this was about 30 years ago. He would only witness to one person. He said he would wait for the Lord to say that's that person that he needs a witness to. And he said he made a sandwich that he would want to eat. This was a good sandwich. Had something to offer, like Jesus fed the 5,000. These people were or fed the people. They were hungry. You can't be witnesses somebody when their stomach growling. Actually, I did see a guy witnessing to somebody. He was like, witnessing to this dude, and he was reciting something like he had memorized, accept Jesus in your heart, and Jesus will come into your life. And as I was walking past, he was actually still talking, and he was looking at me walk past, and he was still reciting his speech. I live for the Lord, and I don't think you had heard me witness or Bible thump on you or anything. But I figure if you live your life properly, people can see that you're different. I say that to say today I was thinking about what to say when someone, and actually one guy was a nut. I don't want to spend the whole time talking about this, but this guy was telling me I was trying to play some music for him. He says, no, that's not the type of music I listen to. I listen to music from above. I'm not from here. I'm from above. This guy's a nutcase. And then he didn't want to leave me alone. And he wasn't 6 feet. So also too, I got to remember, I was talking to a guy that didn't have a mask on. This guy was in my face. Like, he was a nice guy, because we was talking about music. I think he was slightly hard of hearing. He was like doing like this. And I noticed that people were thinking, man, that guy's right in his face. But I had my mask on. But I have to say today, I have to remind people, if I'm not so crazy about him, I can always use my defense. Can you do the 6 feet? 6 feet. And the other guy was standing right by my keyboard. I know he wasn't 6 feet away. So I guess I can have my ace in the hole. I can ask people to move 6 feet, stay 6 feet away, especially if they don't have a mask on, if I don't feel like talking to them. My friend told me to say, man, if I was you, I would stay back. I just come out of quarantine, and I think I might have the coronavirus. It's to get rid of people. Let me go ahead and 14 minutes. Wow. Yesterday I had 17 viewers. Let me go ahead, keep moving forward in your music endeavor. There's one more thing I wanted to say too. I think I'll make 2 of these. See which one gets the most hits. I'm gonna make another short one after this one. Right, so as soon as I sign off, I'm gonna sign right back on. Yesterday, I had my piano, the good piano, the Yamaha CP88. It felt so good. I had my looper pedal hooked up, and I didn't even bother about looping it. I didn't even bother about you can split that. It's like the knockoff of the Nord piano. If you have pure piano, you don't need nothing else. No drums, no nothing. The pure piano will. And if you have the proper speakers and everything, you can go outside with a fat piano sound. You won't need nothing but fat piano. I'm gone. Like I said, I'm going to come back in a minute and make another video, a short one, post them both up. But I got 17 viewers yesterday, but I always say I had to go through YouTube. I had to go through Facebook. I had to go through groups and Facebooks and post it and then come back and wait to see. So I don't have a large enough following on YouTube. I need to from the beginning. Now I see why everybody does that. Can you ring the bell or subscribe? They spend time doing that. So if you really like a person or something, you will subscribe or you'll do a thumbs up or leave a comment if it's more controversial. If you don't have a subscription, you can go to YouTube. I mean, Facebook. You can call Tim Moxley on Facebook, and I'm on links too, and I have an Instagram and Twitter. I don't know how to work it that much, but I'm gone. Peace and hair grease. Oops.